Hey guys, Mona Lisa here, and welcome to my channel and my very first reaction. This one is going to be Lucifer Season 4, Episode 1, and I'm really looking forward to this. I watched Season 1 to 3 on Amazon, so of course it got cancelled and what have you, and now Netflix got it, and I've only just got into the Netflix craze. So yeah, let's get started. Oh no. Oh no, is that idiot from the bank? Yes!
Well, if it isn't Mr. Set-Out Bitch.
Still worried about Decker. I offered to find her. All you have to do is ask.
The detective is still processing my devil face. The last thing she needs is a demon tracking her down.
Yeah, it's true.
I think it's time I stop coming to crime scenes.
You mean you're done showing up, checking to see if Chloe's here, and then heading out without helping at all?
Yes. Holding on to a false hope, it seems. Quite foolish, really, that one day she'd just stroll up.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
Decker!
Oh,
Oh my god!
Talk to her.
oh, Lucifer.
Good work, Ella. Sure. Chloe's back. Now we can finally get back to normal.
Can't.
I suppose Linda came around, didn't she, fairly quickly,
Farmers market together. It's just
when she
one
found
big
out
family.
that who Lucifer was.
Oh, I took Trixie to Europe and we traveled around and, it gave me time to process what I saw.
And have you processed? Are you okay with what you saw?
Uh,
Detective, are you okay with me?
Well, it's not like you haven't always told me the truth.
That's
you
true.
know? So, I think deep down, I always knew.
I'm glad I've come to talk to you all these years, Linda. You've opened my eyes.
She's probably one of my favorite characters in this show.
Help me help her.
But what did you want to hear from her?
But what I want isn't important.
I disagree. What Chloe is going through is incredibly difficult. Trust me, I know from experience.
So you're saying I should just act as if everything is as she claims?
I know nothing I can say is going to stop you, but all I
Nope.
can ask is take it slowly.
Of course, Doctor. Baby steps.
Oh, it's gonna go so wrong.
Lucifer, what are you doing?
Detective, it's time Miss Lopez finally knew the truth. I am the angel who led a rebellion against my father, God. I was banished to hell afterwards, where I ruled as king over the souls of the damned.
Damn it! I tried to keep a straight face. I really did. Man, how? How do you stay in character like that?
Oh, it's simple, really. It's all true. Oh, and my brother, Angel, he's an angel.
Does he have wings?
He does again, actually.
He does again, yeah.
Maybe right.
It's funny when I watch the show,
Good old-fashioned plain honey.
you get into the characters so much that I quite often forget what the case is.
And then you, Detective, since you're clearly comfortable with my devilishness, care to see my mojo in action?
Lucifer, stop!
See you're not as comfortable with my true nature as you claim.
What? No, it's not that. He's got a badge.
Oops.
I know, look, I'm sorry, but when you're dealing with someone like Bob the Knob...
Bob the Knob.
What was he in witness protection for? Bad porn?
Bob was an enforcer for the Paradiso crime.
I don't know if you have to be British to get that one.
Bag full of doorknobs.
I heard you were back. And I know that you know. Yeah, right.
Like handcuffs are gonna do anything.
I'm locked into these. You have nothing to worry about. Chloe, that even though I'm a demon, I would never hurt you. I know. Really. Good. Good fake, huh? Where's Trixie? I was hoping to see her too.
I loved it when they went out for Halloween. That was so cute.
She's gonna stay with him for a bit. I know it. She's still upset with me, isn't she?
All right, go on. Get it out of your system.
What?
Well, we both know why you're really here. To gloat. I figured it out when you flew up to heaven with Charlotte. Nice touch on that, by the way. First class ticket to the Silver City.
I can see why she had to die, but I really miss her. She was a really good character.
Well, the Silver City not what you remember it to be?
No, it's exactly as I remembered.
But he's not the same anymore.
The detective knows what I really am. Apparently, it seems that she's fine with it.
There's no way she can be fine with it.
Are you sure? Because if you need me to stay, I will stay for as long as it takes to...
Brother, go home. Go back to where you want to be.
He wants to be here.
Excuse me, are you Frank the pool boy Paradiso?
That's me. What's it to you?
Bob the Knob was murdered here in LA recently, and here you are.
Yeah, and we owe him for that.
What do you mean?
Uncle Vin was a bastard. Bob did everyone a favor by taking him out.
Listen, detective.
See, I
Sorry.
knew she wasn't over it.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Nothing. Everything's okay. You startled me. Everything's okay.
Daniel, there you are. I need some advice in an area I assume you have extensive expertise. What does it mean when a woman recoils at your touch?
Means that they hate you. That they want you as far away from them as possible.
The detective is in deeper denial than I thought.
All right, I'm going to give you advice on how to help her.
Oh, role play. We don't have the clown masked with us, but I'm still game.
Okay, if you were in denial, and if that denial forced you to face a truth that scared you more than you'd like to admit, I'd say that you were projecting your issues onto whatever you were dealing with in that moment.
The detective is clearly projecting her issues onto the case. She found out the truth about the man she loved, and it drove her away. What do you think she would have felt in that moment? Horror? Disgust? Mild arousal?
I don't think that's really helping right now, Lucifer. I'm sure she felt betrayed, confused, scared even.
Is that why you think she ran? Because she was afraid of him?
I'm fine. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Mace. Trixie means a lot to you, and she's the last person you need to make up with since your backslide into demondom.
You speak well, huh?
Kan jij van mij verstaan met ik praat wanneer ik wil samen met jou praten en ik kan niet?
What?
No, it's not.
No, I'm talking about violence. Come on, stand up.
Okay. One, I like to fight when I'm happy or horny. Take a freak.
Hey!
Lando!
Stop it, you two. Yeah, it's good I'm here. I can't allow you guys to fight over me any longer. You're not fighting over me?
No, but it's sweet of you to think so.
So do you need my help? Anything?
Oh, he doesn't want to go back, does he?
We're good.
Are you okay?
Well, I went back home to the Silver City. Why did it feel so different?
Because you're
Why did
different.
it feel like
Like home?
Because this is your home.
You don't understand. I'm not the bad guy here. I've watched all these criminals for years, living happy lives, being rewarded for the terrible things that they did.
It's not your job to punish Marshal Reynolds. It's mine.
That was a bit stupid, Lucifer.
Jesus.
Not quite.
Get out now! Out!
Who's this?
What am I, your secretary? He's a bad guy. Figure it out.
Oh,
Maze.
Trix. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for saying so.
oh.
I know, dummy.
Wait, you're not mad at me?
Nah, I couldn't stay mad at you.
she's in heaven, Dan?
Don't.
She is. trust me.
Somehow I believe you.
What I saw.
I've had literal eons to come to terms with what you saw. My monstrous side. Not all that I am.
What I saw was my partner.
Really?
Really?
Well then, problem solved, detective. As if you can accept me then. That really is all that matters.
We knew this part would be difficult, Chloe. But just remember, what you're doing is the best thing for everyone on Earth. Including Lucifer.
What is she doing?
Oh no.
Are you ready for the next step?
I am.
Okay, so that was Lucifer season 4, episode 1. I enjoyed that episode. It was a bit slower than what I was expecting it to be. I guess it's because how the last episode of season 3 ended. Not the last episode, but the episode relevant to the whole story. Where obviously they killed off Cain and Lucifer showed Chloe who he really was. So I suppose it will be a tricky one to start as an episode, as a season 1 episode. So no, I was a little bit disappointed. I'm not quite sure what I was expecting, but let's just go through it. So obviously the beginning, you see Lucifer at his piano, like you tend to see him. We obviously see that time is passing while he's at the piano playing. So it's obviously something to do with meeting Chloe and not knowing what's happened to her and where she is, and sort of trying to figure out, I suppose, what's gone wrong and what he can do. And then obviously he goes on various cases, but before that, yeah, the guy from the bank shows up, which is quite funny because this is a few episodes, so 2 seasons now where he showed up at the first episode. So I thought that was quite funny that you know, he's a bit of a recurring character. Obviously Lucifer then goes on the cases just to see if, I suppose, Chloe is there, and this time I suppose she is. So I guess they're used to him just sort of showing up and disappearing again, just sort of waiting for Chloe. And of course she shows up and he doesn't quite know how to handle that. Obviously, how would you, especially Lucifer, because he's not human, so he doesn't really know how to deal with the emotions like we do. Not that we all know how to sort of handle our emotions all the time, but obviously he's having to go to Linda, which is quite funny because she is sort of the go-to girl, isn't she? Everybody uses her, even if it's nothing to do with the sort of your mind. So yeah, what else happens? Obviously they go on the case that I always forget what the case is about because I think the characters are so great that I'm not really bothered what's happening too much about the cases, to be honest. But obviously this episode is a bit of a finding out, Lucifer finding out where Chloe's at and whether she can accept who he is. I don't think it's about forgiveness. It is about whether she can accept who he is. Obviously he has been telling her since day one, really, that he is the devil and he is Lucifer, but I mean, nobody's going to believe that, especially Chloe, and it is tricky then, I suppose, when she finds out, she sees the face and finds out that, oh shit, he is actually who he says he is. And I mean, that's going to play a bit of a, yeah, on anybody, really. So yeah, sort of, it was quite nice to see that Maze and Trixie, you know, they're friends again. It was quite sad to see because Maisie, she is, I suppose, like a child, um, and her best friend happens to be a child. So yeah, it was nice to see that, you know, they've become friends again, and I'm looking forward to see how that's gonna play out this season. So it sounded like Chloe has sort of been saying to Trixie, I wasn't quite sure what that was about, but she must have been telling um, Trixie about things that Maze maybe would have said. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but I suppose we will find out later what's going on there. But yeah, I love their relationship. You know, they are obviously Trixie is a child, and Maze behaves like a child. So yeah, that's gonna be a good one. And what else happened? I'll just have a look. Uh, Obviously, Amenadiel is coming back after having been up to heaven, where he, I suppose, dropped off Charlotte, which I quite liked in the last season. That she was meant to be going to hell, but Amenadiel did, yeah, deliver her up to heaven, I suppose. I thought that was quite a nice touch. And now he's back after having been to, well, I suppose he's been home, hasn't he? And it's not what it used to be, and it looks like he prefers Earth. I can sort of relate to that because I've been living in the UK now for 18 years, and every time I go back to Denmark, it just doesn't quite feel the same. I don't feel like that's my home anymore. So I can relate to how Amenadiel feels about going back, and then things are exactly the same, but he's not the same as what he was before he left. So yeah, it's quite nice to see him back. I thought he would come back. He would have to, wouldn't he? And then we obviously have Dan. And now, yeah, of course, I'm completely forgetting that. Yeah, he lost Charlotte, didn't he? Which was quite an emotional episode last season, which is probably one of my favorite episodes. He played it so well. So of course he's missing Charlotte, and he can't stand Lucifer, and Lucifer's been Lucifer asking questions. So yeah, nothing's changed there really. So that was pretty much the first episode. Yeah, I was a bit disappointed, but then again, how are you gonna continue? Or I suppose you can't really continue from where you left off because that's supposed to be a bit too intense. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen in this season. And please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you again for the next episode. Thanks for watching.